goes on.
Hero incoming! Hurry up, Brassa!
A moonlit night for all. Surge.
Huh? So you don't... Seems like I've mistaken you.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them! No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue! It's dangerous!
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting...
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces? Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him, right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that anyway, just to be honest... Oh? What kind of hunt? A special connection? Yeah. Anyway, there's no... Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him...
Jurisdiction of the Control Commission.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi, Kazuha keeps to himself.
Oh, so you...
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him block... Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, he was called away earlier by some... I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't...
Just a little while ago, thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Go.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No, this puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. Hurry up, Brassa! Gotta steer clear of other people. Time to roll! Huh. Huh. Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma! Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may—
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good.
Ah, if it isn't Kaeda.
Yes, the Kaedahara and Amen. After I returned to Inazuma. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the techniques of blade making were unfortunately a series of events.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. As an example, there is nothing mystical. As for the art of the...
That's right. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings.
Indeed. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times...
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments. But let's get back. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word before he left. Which is very but I've done what I can.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. After that, the next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And neither of them came back. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what
Do you have any thoughts on—
If I had to guess, he's never been He is
Truth be told, we have some information that you may— Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? He is humble and kind. Even his... Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, but... I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst. Anyway, should you find...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the 2 men met. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
okay. Unrelenting patience and the willpower to move mountains.
Gotta steer clear of other people. Did that grow out of the ground?
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him, but making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amin Omayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. What started as a disagreement over the price escalated and ultimately turned into a tragedy. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. That would make the other party innocent, and they would have no reason to hide themselves from the public. If this is indeed what happened, and the innocent man hasn't come forward yet, then it suggests they may have already lost their life. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
The vision hunter cry. What could be next?
Give me half a chance, and I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
There's a lot that goes into managing an orchard. Watering, weeding, fertilizing the soil, making sure the temperature is right. But most most importantly,
decree, the vision
you have to keep the fruit in a good mood.
could be next.
Give me half a chance, and I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
Sakoku decree, the vision hunt decree. What could be next? Sakoku decree, the vision hunt decree. What could be next?
And I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
Sakoku decree, the vision hunt decree. What could be next?
Give me half a chance, and I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do
Sakoku decree,
is stack
the
my
vision
plate up
hunt
high,
decree.
then squash it all down.
Could be next.
Take it deep.
And I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
Sakoku decree, the vision hunt decree. What could be next? Sakoku decree, the vision hunt decree. What could be next?
Strength is one of those things where you gotta use it or lose it. So, wanna train with me sometime?
And I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma, the remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration,
Mrs. Nagato...
it could well be that he was already... From what I've been told, but most will... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. Step back. I'll open the door and take... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind and focus.
Wheel of Life.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion... quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Running with... Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Hurry up, Brassa! Kapow! Volcano kablam!
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
By the looks of it, a letter. Well... According to this letter, a conflict arose. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important... If Amenoma Yuya is...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey for a practitioner of the martial art. All the clues that at first seemed disparate. I have a hypothesis that...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able... On with the search.
Search.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from from before. What's your problem?
Indeed, there should be. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using, or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth. Many years ago, I was forged by a fame as a descendant of the...
I presume it has something to do with the right.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most...
So... swords can become...
The people of the time in which I was born never... After the death of my creator, I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of Ishin art!
So Amenoma Yuya, tell me, what happens?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or... After I returned to eat at long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. Kaede Haraka's now.
Wind Strider!
Rewrite history!
Rise. Yeah! The antenna! Grant me strength! Time to roll!
Join me and sever that divine light!
A new moon rises.
Rewrite history! Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fool.
Lost. Even if you defeat me, he is but a puppet that can be the end result. And even if I would by any means...
Your fighting style. But from your movements, I sense only hate.
Really? You can tell all that just...
As I've mentioned before, since the blade is current, if you ask me...
Are you trying to claim that I am help? On his deathbed, he passed in that regard.
Because all of that, I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your... After all the time that...
Oh, that's right.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided... Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to... I think you realize, but the way I see it...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just...
You returned to Inazuma to prove even if you were to sever that divine light... Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream. I will concede that...
And you should
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How stubborn. I do not believe...
What?
Very well. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Ameno Miyuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned... What about Ameno?
The blade says he'll let Ameno...
Are we sure this is... Okay, fine.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
The fairy
Wind Strike!
Let's get down.
One with nature!
My blade!
Clouds high, the birds call! I'm all right. Though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on...
How strange. Let's keep going.
Let's get down to business. See no more. How's this?
Wind Strike! Into the wind!
Hey. Perfect.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Very high.
Whoa! Something's up with...
I can sense that he cannot hold out much.
But... what would...
I will be careful with it. He's still... Time to go. wind knows me. That hurt! Wind strike!
Are you okay?
Yes,
The Sheen's grown a bit
perhaps this time?
true form? What are you? Is this the same blade as before?
If you choose to continue, maybe you did truly wield power to rival. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition, I've finally figured out. You wanted to reach us, but regrettably, we are the only one who.
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep? Yup! We can help.
Don't worry. It's just more.
Let's get down to business.
Cut down! Like this.
You fought.
You are a true Kaede. No one knew anything. I thought that if I could.
But in this too, you have.
Indeed. No matter too much time has passed, yours is the.
Actually, forging and maintenance are both. This blade has traveled the land with skill. There is something else I must tell. Tatarigami is a though you tried to cooperate. I resisted it. I feel a great sense of the moment you embarked on this journey. You have known this for a long.
He gave me. How could I possibly? I said to him, do not.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the. When I touched a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by.
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, he spent the rest of his life. He felt intense regret, so he instructed this sentient. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliant.
So that's the true story. But after that.
Right. This blade has. Yes. Time would not wait. He seems to have calmed.
I once told him that, but darkness. Not only did I fail.
You are finally seeing real.
Since we agreed to, but I still cannot. So.
Hey!
It has to be done in this order. At least my physical form.
His attitude hurt. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I. My fights were you.
Oh?
I will release. You must have plenty.
Understood.
I see. I utterly despise. If a duel can help, I do not wish to be a mere.
There's no need to.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could have. In any case.
Running late again. Get back on track.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Yep, we still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of
Amen.
Honored to cross blade.
It is my honor.
Into the wind. One with nature.
Thank you. Although he appears a sense of...
You also fought well. There are a few things.
I must apologize to you.
You need not seek my... It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed far. I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has... Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want?
I'm not sure.
Hurry up, Brassa! Look out below!
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have...
A prized ish. But I have some good news.
Really?
Yes. Badly. And now that Yuya...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade...
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought... I have decided...
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let...
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So... that is consciousness...
Kagotsurube Ishi. It seems like deep only in the final...
Seems like...
The same fervent ambition that gave... Speaking for myself, I understand. Hearing his wish, your quest to face the gods. After everything I've...
Oh...
I will continue to support you from this...
Wait! Shouldn't we also...
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about... And it's also time...
The Tenryou Commission is...
Wow! You
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's the...
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon by means of a series, and so it looked... The Kaedehara clan has always been a family. Were I to accept your...
you misunderstood.
I am aware.
Very well. I can... However, if you...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her...